channel, my YouTube channel. This is my inaugural video. I'm so excited. Come on in, get comfortable, get cozy, because we're about to get into Love is Blind season 4 on Netflix. So if you are here to review it with me, get into the nitty gritty, break down the cast members this year, stay tuned. Hey you guys, so we're back. So I'm here making my first review. I'm super excited. Let me first say thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you're watching right now, that means so much to me. I've been contemplating reviewing a show, developing a love podcast, talking about sex, dating, relationships, all of the above, and it really just seemed like the most perfect time to just go ahead and just dive right in. So that's exactly what I'm here to do. I am going to be reviewing season 4, like I said, of Love is Blind on Netflix. If you have not watched, please stop this video. Do not keep watching. Come back to it. Save it. Go watch the first couple episodes before the next batch drops next week. This coming up Friday, I think by the time I post it, it will be the following Friday that the next couple episodes will come. So you have a few days. Go watch it. Come back. If you have watched the first half, you're here for the nitty gritty. Let's get into it, right? So, first of all, Love is Blind. If you've never seen a season before, if you're just tuning in for season 4, then it's kind of like, it's exactly what this new wave and this new generation of dating shows is like when you're trying to find love, Like, I think a lot of these shows, which I watch a few of them. I watch Married at First Sight. I watch Love is Blind. I watch a little bit of The Bachelorette here and there. Like, I watch stuff like that from time to time. So, but I really like this experiment because they're trying to see if love is truly blind. Okay, so let's definitely just jump right in. It was only a couple episodes, like 4 or 5, I believe, in this first batch. So, of course, I watched them in like 2 days. Like, I was doing chores and I was working a little bit. But I still made time, got them in. And let me just say, this cast, the cast initially was giving what needed to be given, but as we go into those deeper connections that are made in the pods, we kind of see some toxicity that might be familiar from season 3 if you watched. So definitely picking up on some toxic vibes. Definitely picking up on some immature high school catty girl bullshit. Definitely picking up on the guy who doesn't know what the F he wants. Like, what? Okay, let's just jump right in. My first couple, the first couple that matched, the first couple that got the proposal and that did the reveal, right? My black couple, I'm calling them my black couple because we haven't had one since like, oh boy, that fell in love with that girl and was like, oh yeah, and I'm bisexual. And she quoted Beyonce and like twerked off on him. And then they started cussing each other out. So yeah, we need another couple to bring back that black love on the show. So Brett and Tiffany. Brett is 35. He's like a design director for Nike or something. Tiffany is like another corporate sweetheart. She does really well in her career field as well. I just love them. They're both so mature and like just ready for the adulting, okay? Like, they did not come on the show to play games, get followers, or anything like that. They really came to find somebody, and I really hope that they found that. I really hope I don't catch myself swallowing those words in a few weeks. So, we'll circle back around to them. I just want to do a quick little overview. We also have, who is it? Marshall and Jacquelina. Marshall and Jacquelina, I love them together. It's like a spicy, salty, sweet type situation. Like, do I feel like Jacquelina is a little bit superficial? Like, first off, like, Yeah, a little bit. Like she's definitely like that little token pretty girl. Like she's obviously like Latina or biracial or something like that. Biracial girl. Okay, but she's gorgeous. Okay, like even though she was, oh my god, I ain't got no big Nicki Minaj booty. She's gorgeous. Okay, we all saw that face, the hair. She's tall. She's lean. She's gorgeous, right? So, I'm definitely feeling some good vibes with her and Marshall. I really hope that they work out. And I feel like he would be a nice, smart, safe, loving, supportive choice for her. And I don't know her history, so Jacqueline, I'm not coming for you. But it seems like, from how you was talking on the first episode, it seems like you got like some toxic fuckboys in your past that have really harped on you, sis. And I think Marshall is the king that's here to save you from fuckboy land, okay? So yeah, I definitely think they're gonna do well together. Let's see, next on my list, no. Zach and Irina. First of all, I'm calling this girl Hurricane Irina. First of all, like, okay, let's back up a little bit. This is my show, okay? These are my opinions. I never met anybody on this show. I'm not being paid to post anything for this show or against this show. I'm not being paid in any type of capacity. Nobody told me to get on here or say anything about these folks. I don't know them. I'm sure they're swell people. All of that, great. My opinions are my own. And it's not anything against them because, like I said, I don't even know them. So I'm just going off of what's on TV. So moving on. Hurricane Irina. This girl is literally that girl in high school that didn't think she was pretty enough to get the hot guys without doing a little something behind closed doors. And that's not to say that's who she is as a person. That's what you're giving off, sis. So I don't know you as a person, but what you're giving on the show is very much catty, mean girls, teenager bullshit. You're over there, like while somebody's literally crying about getting their heart broken, or you're over here, New Orleans. Of course you would do a Mardi Gras theme. Like, girl, you didn't end up with Paul either. Your best friend did. So let's see how that plays out for you. Zach, criminal defense attorney. He's a little older than Hurricane Irina, which Hurricane Irina, I think she's the youngest person on the show this season that like actually made it out with a guy. I think she's 25, 26. So yeah, super immature. It's giving immature, and that might not be who she is. Zach sure thought that she was a lot more than what Bliss thought. What she was seeing in those women's quarters was a completely different Irina than she was presenting herself in the pods. So women, you know, I met girls like her. They're a dime a dozen. They get in a guy's head about how nice and sweet they are. Meanwhile, they're burning fucking buildings down like to get to them and keep all other girls away. And I feel like it's a little creepy crazy how during their reveal, like Irina was literally shrieking. She did not want to be close to Zach. Then she said she immediately insulted him. First of all, they had one of the most awkwardest encounters on Love is Blind history. Like the scene with Zach and Irina meeting up is so ridiculous. Like honestly, I didn't know. I cringed on the couch because it was a very awkward approach, hug, looking at each other weirdly type situation, giggling. She's obviously, of course, you're obviously going to be awkward and nervous around somebody you never met in person before and you said all these things to them. But I just felt like there should have been a little bit more of a connection right off the bat if you really felt strong for him, Irina, in the pods the way you say you did. You did say yes to him. And it's just kind of, I feel bad for Bliss because I think Bliss low-key sabotaged herself. And that's not to say she did anything wrong necessarily, but there are some men who have a problem with a girl trying to tell them about another girl that they're dating. And I run into that too. Like, there are guys, they might be insecure from like a past situation, or they just might be hurt from like a past situation, and then like this girl, like Bliss, you up in there telling, well, she's not a good person, and if you choose her, I'll know the type of person you are. Like, that was very ultimatum-y sounding, and I feel like he kind of felt like you were stepping on his nuts a little bit. Like, you're like, you know, like, you do realize I'm the man and I have to propose, so it's whoever I choose. So I think he kind of got in his head about that. Like I said, I don't think Bliss was wrong. I feel like words and tone matter so much. And with, like, when you're first dating a guy and you're trying to understand them so you can better communicate with them, I just think that's like a thing you have to just kind of look out for, which they don't really have a whole lot of time in this experiment anyways. So I don't feel like that's on her, but Zach definitely took it like, I'm not gonna let this girl deter me from my baby Irina, like, and we see how that happened. We see how that turned out. Like, we see how it turned out. It was a mess. Hot mess. Like, hotter than these lights, I'm under hot, okay? I feel like, honestly, I'm surprised Zach and Irina wasn't like calling it quits like after that first night in Mexico. Like, they were troopers for real. I feel like Zach definitely wanted to work, and he told her like the truth. He was just like, you know, if you're not all in it, baby girl, let me know. And we can peace out, like, outie, like, goodbye. We could call it right now. I love how he didn't let her kind of, like, suck her into, like, this toxicness, you know. Y'all did have a connection in the pods. We all saw it, but was your connection the strongest and the most approachable for the trajectory of marriage and family and kids? And I think, looking back on it, he didn't see Irina the way he should have seen Irina. And Irina was also kind of vapid and kind of, she didn't really have a lot of words in the pods. Like, she said things, she talked about like her struggles, like coming from Russia and stuff, and the family wanting to provide a good life for her and all that stuff. But that's like the most, that's like, I don't know nothing else about the girl from the show. So I don't know how deep she went with Zach in the pods, if maybe it didn't all make the final edit, but it was giving vapid. I'm sorry. I don't mean nothing by it. I don't know her. I wish her the best. Like, obviously she didn't want Zach. I feel like in cases like that, honestly, you could have just, I don't know, could have been handled better. It was very immature. I feel like you did hurt Zach's feelings, but because he's older, he was able to handle it, and he's an attorney. I feel like he's just better with communications than most. And like, I didn't like the fact that she did not even want to hear from him. Like, when they decided to call it quits, like, they're in the bed and he's like, oh, well, you know, now my time to talk. And he kind of gets into where he's trying to get into where he thinks Irina kind of like pivoted to like 1 foot out. And he's trying to pinpoint some of the things that she was doing, you know, which he has the right to do. Like, this is an experiment y'all are in together, and you accepted his proposal, Irina. So it's like, and you kind of try to make it like he's gaslighting you, but girl, you were gaslighting him, like, in the pods and outside of the pods, like, and you're literally saying, oh, when you touch me, I shriek. When you look at me, I can't look at you. When you're talking to me, I get up and walk away. It was just, like, ridiculous. Like, honestly, like, I've never treated anyone as poorly as I've treated you. Bitch, do you want a cookie? Do you want a cookie? Like, just because you've never been a horrible person before, allegedly, and you're just now treating this really great, nice guy horribly, you don't get a pass for that. Like, you don't get a pass for that. You're too young for a show like this because it's a trajectory to marriage. So you are kind of like Bartice from season 3 is very much giving. Like you came in here talking a whole lot of talk about, you know, you're ready to find somebody, all of this other stuff. Y'all are cap, okay? Y'all are a lot of caps. Like, I should line all y'all up. But anyways, let's move on from Zach and Irina. Oh my God. My final 2 craziest, ridiculousest couples. Let's do Kwame and Chelsea first because I fuck with Chelsea. I really like her. She might be my season favorite because of how she handles everything, kind of just the way she handles situations. It's mature, it's with poise, it's respectful of others, but it's also respectful of herself and her integrity as a young woman. I admire the hell out of her because I don't know if I could have been so composed at the pool. Like, Micah might have got pushed in the water on accident, on purpose. Like, I don't play. Like, you broke up with him. Like, I don't care how he looked to you now. I don't care about none of that. She did exactly right. Chelsea did exactly right, though. But I don't know if I would have been able to keep my composure. And another thing. Okay, from the beginning, I feel like Chelsea was, you know, been about you and I'm still about you. Like, she was about Kwame. Like, she made that clear. She was about Kwame. She was having a really good connection with him. I feel like in real life, I could see them together walking down the street in Seattle, running errands, you know, doing things together, traveling. I could see them together. Now, I can also see Kwame and Micah together, but that's a very different relationship. First of all, we're going to get into Micah. Because Micah, if Micah was a dude, I would be calling her a fuckboy and she would be #1 fuckboy on my list on this season. Okay? But yes, moving on though. Okay, so I just feel like Kwame and Chelsea, like that was real. In the pods, that was real, you know? I feel like they had a really cool connection. Like, I like them both, like I said. Kwame was one of my favorites this season. And it's because he's black. Don't get it confused. Like, it's because he's black. What you gonna do? But, no, I'm being for real. I just like them. I feel like it's a mature, it's a balance. I feel like the attraction is there. I feel like the chemistry is there. They're able to talk to each other. They're able to spend a lot of time around each other and not be like sick of each other. I like the trajectory. I like where this is going. I feel like that moment when Kwame was sitting on the floor talking to Micah in the pods, and he kind of started talking about this other connection and how this person loves him the way he wants to be loved and the way he needs to be loved. I felt like that made Micah so fucking mad because she already do not like Chelsea, which is fine because Chelsea made it clear she don't trust Micah. And it's just like, okay, when he was sitting down here telling you this, she was just like, can we please talk about the toxicness of Micah? Micah was literally on a date with Paul in the pods asking about another bitch. I see why you're single. I see why you needed this show because it's obvious you never have a problem meeting guys, flirting with guys, getting guys to fall for you. That's obvious. It was day 1 and it was like 3 guys. Oh, Micah's my #1, including Kwame and Paul. So, I don't feel like her issues are finding guys. She's obviously like a little token. I don't know. Maybe I'm throwing in some things, but she definitely gives sorority girl. She definitely gives party girl. She definitely gives plays games. She definitely gives like mean girls, teenager. homecoming court, like whatever. It's very vapid. That's what it's giving, and I feel like she has this little way of kind of manipulating guys. Like, why are you asking about a whole nother girl in the pods? Like, you should be telling these guys how you feel about them. And that's one thing she never did up front. She never came out and was like, well, I just really feel this way. I can see myself with you, and I just really truly care about you so much, and I think you're a really amazing person. No, it's always after Kwame or after Paul says something, and then she's like, well, I can see myself with you. Like, girl, it's giving disingenuous. Like, it's giving go home. It's giving toxic fuck girl. Honestly, that's what it's giving. You're like a pro at it. Like, you're definitely one of those girls that talks to multiple guys and leads them all on. You're the problem, sis. You are the problem. You are. I can honestly do a whole episode on just Micah and what makes her toxic. And I don't know if it's mommy didn't pay enough attention to me, daddy didn't love me enough. I don't know what it is, but it's like, girl, every guy is not a conquest to be won by you. It's like as soon as Paul was thinking about going back over there to Amber, she was like, cause I want to be with you, and we both. No, she was like, girl, you over here just telling Kwame that you can see yourself with him, and all of a sudden Paul want to go explore things with Amber, and you're like, no, oh my God, like, break up with him, break up with her. We're gonna break up with them together at the same time. Well, are you gonna do it at the beginning of the date, or are you gonna like drag it on? Like, girl, what the fuck? How about you ask some fucking questions that actually will help your ass get in a healthy, loving, real relationship? If you've ever had one of those. If you even know what that looks like. Okay, last but not least, Paul and Micah. I feel like I've been talking about them the whole time, but we just getting there. First of all, Paul, I really love Paul. Paul is a great guy. I can tell he's sweet. I can tell he's a good guy. I can tell also that he lets pretty girls and sassy girls kind of get in his head and kind of manipulate what he's wanting and feeling. I feel like Micah had him wrapped around her little fucking finger. And, you know, like I said, as soon as she was like, oh, well, don't go talk to Amber, talk to me. Like, you're not supposed to be talking to anyone else, duh. Like, girl, you're a mess. Like, this is ridiculous. This is why y'all just be in these pointless relationships and you move on and you wondering why you're not married yet, like your friend, like your sister, like your cousin, whatever. And then you get on a show like this and we see why. We see why you're still single, Micah. We do. Because you're a pretty girl. You have a career. You know, seems like, you know, yeah, blonde hair, blue eyes. Like, I don't know why you're single. I have no idea. But moving on, I don't want to spend too much time. Paul should have picked Amber. Honestly, Paul, you should have picked Amber. Predictions. Let me just go down to predictions really quick. I'm going to go back to my number ones. Brett and Tiffany. I think they will experience like some type of hurdle. Like that might get them questioning if this is like the right thing for them. So far, I don't know if y'all saw it. Y'all probably did. But Netflix let a whole boner up on their show. Like, I don't think I ever saw no boner on one of these little Netflix dating shows. But I don't really be looking at all of them like that. But I was just like, Brett, somebody's excited to see Tiffany, yes. But it's good, you know, like the vibes were there, so I'm glad they were like enjoying each other and the vibes were truly vibing, because that's important. Like the physical aspect is important, and they have to get together to see. Like Jacqueline said, you wouldn't You wouldn't buy the car without test driving it first. Which is funny because I'm like, whoa, like, and Marshall was like, you don't want to wait until we say I do. And I'm like, okay, Marshall, now you got me looking at you like, is there something wrong with you? Is there something like, what's going on? Because Jacqueline already said you short for her. I ain't say you were short. She said you were short. Because, you know, she's like a glamazon. She's like, what, 5'10", 5'11". And it's like, he looks around 5'10". Like, he doesn't look like he's super, super tall. Which he's super cute, though. And he's, like, very high class. He's giving educated. He's giving sophisticated. I love that. Like, he's sensitive. He's respectful. He has integrity. He just seems like a really overall good guy. So I can't imagine him fucking this up. Like, hopefully they will make it. Like, they would be really cute together. They are really cute together. So I'm rooting for y'all. I'm also rooting for Brent and Tiffany. Like, they're great together. I feel like the stars really align for that couple. And I really just cannot wait to see, like, after Mexico and everything, everybody meeting. Like, first of all, Irina, what did you even show up wearing? And then you changed into a whole bathing suit. It's like, girl, you had to bring that with you. It's just, I just don't know. Like, it was nothing wrong with, I'm going too far. It was nothing wrong with what she had on. It was just very much giving, look at me, let me look hot so all the guys that didn't pick me can see how hot I am. Yeah, it was definitely giving that. But I feel like Zach and Micah, Zach and Irina, Hurricane Irina, I feel like they made the right decision not to waste any more of anyone's time because it was cringe-worthy. She says being around him is cringe-worthy. Looking at her on this fucking show has been fucking cringe-worthy. And it's not even because of how she looks. It's because of the fucking person that she is. And how she's able to manipulate the sides and show, you know, sides to whoever and not to everybody else. So only half people are thinking she's like this, and then all the girls in the house, with the exception of Micah, are thinking she's like another version of herself. So yeah, they did a good job. I'm proud of them. Zach, I really hope you're able to get Bliss back. No girl deserves to be number 2, so you better just fucking make her number 1. And that's just on period. That's the only thing you could do at this point. Like, it's an experiment. And even though you chose wrong in the pods, I still feel like you're deserving some level of grace. But that does not mean Bliss should not make you work for another opportunity to possibly date her and, like, see where it goes. Because I swear to you, your Mexico would have been lit if you had brought Bliss. Bliss was a real grown-ass woman who really cared about you. And come on, like the I Hope You Dance song, both of your moms love the I Hope You Dance song, and both of y'all love that song. Like, come on now, Zach. You're a lawyer. Look at the evidence. Come on. Exhibit A. You chose wrong. So yeah, do better, Zach. I really want the best for you, because you seem like a good guy. Like, fuck Irina and Micah calling you weird and Jacqueline saying Bliss dodged a bullet. I feel like Zach is a pretty cool guy. I just feel like they're basically just going off of Irina, and like there's nothing wrong with Zach. Like, I saw him. There's nothing wrong with him. Like, he's a good looking guy. Like, I'm sure a lot of girls would love to meet and date him. So yeah, I don't know what the hell. I just feel like it was, I don't know. I just feel like it was trivial. And the way Irina made Zach feel, it was just like it was almost like bullying or being in some type of verbal abusive relationship or something. Like, I don't even want to take it that far, but it it was just not fair for anybody in that situation. So moving on, they broke up. Zach and Tiffany, Zach and Irina, they broke up. Brett and Tiffany, they will make it, but they will face hurdles. But I feel like when everything is said and done, they will be together. Marshall and Jacquelina, if Jacquelina doesn't fuck it up, I feel like, and Brett, like if Brett is able to give her what she needs to feel secure and happy, now whether that's in the bedroom or outside of the bedroom, that's none of my business. I'll watch whatever they put up there. And Paul and Micah, not gonna work because Micah is vapid. Micah is toxic. Micah did not pick Paul for the right reasons, period. And Paul is gonna see that shit. And Paul is already second guessing his own choice. Like he's looking at Irina like, damn, should I have picked Irina? Should I have picked Amber? I don't know. Excuse me. And Kwame and Chelsea. I think they might not make it because Kwame is over here looking at Micah like the Last Supper. Like he's looking so hard. Like, you know how men be when they get their feelings crushed by a girl that they were so into. It's like they want to see if that connection is still there. If they could, you know, if y'all was really meant to be together the whole time. I feel like Kwame wants him and Micah to be like some type of little Disney fairy tale. But this bitch ain't no Disney princess, Kwame. Like, run away. If anybody's your Disney princess, it's fucking Chelsea, okay? It's fucking Chelsea. Like, I know 1,000%. Like, but Chelsea ain't no weak bitch. And she not finna sit around and be disrespected while you over there in this little girl face. And guess what? That's what bad bitches do. Chelsea is a bad bitch. And she knows better. And it's like Micah is one of those pretty girls that knows she's pretty, but she's not secure in herself to really be labeled a bad bitch. A bad bitch is somebody who knows what they bring to the table and they don't have to overcompensate. They don't have to play games. They don't have to gaslight a man. They don't have to do all of these things. I feel like Chelsea is a grown woman. She needs a grown man who can make a decision and stand on it and move forward. So we'll see if Kwame does that for her. I hope he does. So, you know, that's it, you guys. That is the end of my review, my first inaugural review of the show, Love is Blind, Season 4. Hopefully you guys will get this just a few days shy of the second premiere for part 2 of the season. So, you know, I'll be back with a part 2 of my review for you guys. So please, 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 before you leave, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'll put all of the things down below for you. And please follow me on other social medias and keep up with me on everything I'm doing. I'll link everything in the bio. If you enjoyed this video, please, please, please support, share it, like it, comment, subscribe. Please, I appreciate it so much. And thank you guys so much for welcoming me into a little bit part of your day. I hope you guys are blessed and I'll see you next time. All for love, baby. Mwah.